Alright, in this video I'm going to go over graphic styles because we have one cloud here, but what if you want to make more clouds? Well, the nice way I said about this cloud, I could copy it using any technique and then tweaking it, which is great. So I could do this. I could take this basic rectangle and then I could scale it, and it's automatically going to sort of change shape in size and still sort of look like a cloud, which is nice. But what if I didn't want to make it a rectangle? Because I mean, in some sense, all these rectangles are still based off of a rectangle shape, and quite honestly, clouds might have more of a shape than just a basic rectangle shape. So I might come through, and I might come with my pen tool, and I might I'll just draw a cloud up here, and I might want to make something that is a little bit of a different shape. But I could go ahead and redo all of the geometry that I just did by memorizing the settings, but Illustrator has a shortcut which is called Graphic Styles. And that's right down here. Alright, so if I open this up, there's some preset ones, I'm not worried about it, but what I want to do is I want to make a new one. And what happens is, I'll just show you, if I click on an object and click down there, it takes the quote-unquote graphic style of what that is. Of course, that's not a cloud. But what I want to do is I want to set my own graphic style and then apply it to this object. So first is setting graphic style. And to do that, I just select the object which graphic style I like, which is the way it looks, and I just click and hold and drag, and I pull it in here and I drop. And now it barely looks like anything because it's so transparent and white. But now that I have that set, I can select on this object here and then click on my new graphic style, and we can see it's made another cloud for me. And I just put it up there. The reality is I probably want something back in here, and to sort of maybe come around this chimney like this. And that's how simple it is. So I could draw as many clouds as I want. And again, this doesn't work for clouds. This works for any time you apply anything. It could even be simple color. It could be simple line weights. Or any complexity. I could keep adding layers and effects and things onto these clouds, and it will all be saved into there, which is a nice feature, especially the more complicated an object gets and the more times you want to use that same style. It's a really quick and simple tool that you should get accustomed to here. What I'm going to do is, at this point, I think I'm just going to play around. You can probably end the video. That really all I want to talk about is graphic styles. What I'm going to do is, to do the next video, I'm going to go over how, okay, you've got these clouds in here. What if you want to tweak these a little bit? What if the feather's not quite right? What if the rough-in is not quite right? What do you do? Well, you can still control them in attributes, and that's the next video. But before I get that, I'm going to set my clouds a little bit more. I don't like how small this cloud is and some of the gaps I have in here, so I'm just going to let this video run for a couple minutes while I sort of do some tweaking. I'll move that around here, I think, and I need to pull this in the tree. Notice how I've pulled it off the top of the screen like I did with my trees, because again, clouds don't, they aren't, it'll look funny if they're all sort of contained in the drawing. So I'm going to pull it out, around, and let's see, I don't know. Yeah, they can even touch a little bit like that. That's not so bad. I might even add a dot there so I can change the shape of this cloud a little bit and pull it up there like that. This guy, he's big, so I'm just going to reduce the transparency a little bit and some of that. You could spend a lot of time, again, working this out. I think this guy, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. That's for you to do, not for me to sort of figure out. So last tweak here I'll make. I'm going to pull these close together. That shape is sort of weird. I don't like that. But I'll go with it here. I'll end the video and I'll pick up with how to change the feathers and attributes on these things in the next one.